Hi everyone, and welcome to my spoiler-free review of the Fallout TV show. I spent all day watching it, and I literally did not go to sleep last night whatsoever. So I have been up for like 24 hours now or something, and I'm exhausted, but I'm still going to record this review. And this review is going to start off with positivity. I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy every single aspect of it. There are certainly parts that I took issue with, but overall, I really, really loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. And my entire family did too. I'm the only one in my family who plays the Fallout games, but the rest of my family allow me to subject them to my talking about them on occasion, and they watched the show with me, and they all really enjoyed it as well, which I wasn't expecting because it's not necessarily all of their things. Like, even my mom was enjoying it. And I really liked it, yeah. I did take issue with certain lore things that they did, but that's kind of how it feels to just look at any of the Bethesda lore after the acquisition of the IP, honestly. So it's fine, it's not something I'm not used to. I mean, I certainly enjoyed it a lot more than I did Fallout 4, and I certainly don't mind some of the lore stuff that they do as much as I mind Fallout 4, so that's fine. But certain aspects of it did feel a little bit like Todd Howard walked into the writer's room, rubbing his hands together, going, looking over at the original developers, going, and I didn't love parts where I could see that happening in my head, but those parts were thankfully, I don't want to say few and far between, but those parts were not obtrusive enough for me to dislike the show. Not obtrusive enough for me to take issue with the show as a whole, which that might be different for some fans. I am playing the original games, and I've watched videos about them and read the Wikipedia articles and stuff like that. But like most people, I did start with Fallout 3, and I can see it being a lot less of an issue for people who mainly care about post-Bethesda acquisition. Are going to have a lot less troubles with some of the lore things that they do in the show, whereas people who are mainly into pre-Bethesda acquisition are going to take more issue with it, and both are very fair, I think, like, for each side of the spectrum. I do take some issue with certain aspects, but I also haven't considered anything that came out after New Vegas to be canon, ever. I don't consider, like, 4 and 76 and stuff to be canon to the universe. I know that they are. I know that they objectively are canon to the universe. I don't care. I just don't consider them to be that because I don't want them to be. So they're not, to me, personally. And that's kind of how I'm going to treat the show. I'm not necessarily taking it as canon to the same Fallout universe as original Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, and Fallout New Vegas. However, I do really, really enjoy it still, and I'm really interested to see where they take it and what they do with it. I'm kind of treating it like it's an AU situation, and I'm finding that I get a great amount of enjoyment out of that. I didn't go into the show with that mentality on purpose, but I thought to myself, how can I best enjoy this show at a certain point, and I decided that's the way that I could best enjoy the show, and I really enjoy it. And not everyone's going to want to do that. Some people are going to take issue with me doing that and, utilizing that as a justification for my enjoyment, but I enjoyed it, and I think that it's genuinely really good. I think that the acting is all really good. I think that the story that they decided to go with is, like, very nice and interesting and still classically Fallout. I think that the way that they interwove the main characters' stories altogether was very cool. I really enjoyed that. I thought that all of the like props and sets and practical effects were really, really good. The ghoul, I was, when I first saw the trailers, a little like, the ghoul doesn't look ghouly enough. But we do see other ghouls. He's not the only one that we see in the entire show. We do see other ghouls during the show, and they tend to look a little bit more classically ghoulish. So I take less issue of it with that, because then it's less of like, ooh, they didn't, they were trying to soften the ghouls as a whole, and it's more like, okay, they just wanted to make the main ghoul that we were looking at a little bit more palatable to audiences who would be unfamiliar with Fallout, which is a little unfortunate, but it is understandable why that had to be done. And I really like the nose thing is so good. Like the gone away nose is really, really good. Like from every angle it looks really good. I assume that they just like CGI'd it out or something. But man, I actually really enjoyed that. I really did. And I just enjoyed all the like little throw-ins of stuff from the games, and there were so many points where I was like, that's the thing from the game, oh my god, that's the thing, and like there were parts where it was like, I think that this is representing this perk that exists in the game, I think that this moment represents the VATS, I think that this moment represents leveling up, those were really, really fun as well, and I really, really enjoyed that as well. And spoiler free, there's this part in the last episode, certain things that they decided to make canon bother me. Certain things that they decided to retcon or make not canon bother me. Some things I am neutral on, and some things I'm excited about, and intrigued by. And I think that that's not a bad mix to have. I would consider it a fail if I only felt neutrality or disappointment. But I don't only feel neutrality or disappointment. I feel excitement and intrigue about certain things. So I consider that, like, overall, a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm okay with a mixed bag. I can handle a mixed bag of something, Like, yeah, I'm gonna pick the cashews out most of all, but I can eat the almonds with them, if need be, I enjoyed it. I thought that it was a good show. Like, both as somebody who really loves the Fallout games, and as somebody who, my family have never seen Fallout, and I was a little worried they wouldn't be able to get into it. They were totally able to get into it, really just like not having an interest in Fallout. I love Fallout, and I was really able to get into it. We binge watched the entire episode in one day. The entire series. We binge watched the entire series in one day, and I am exhausted because of it. But yeah, it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I have seen some qualms with the parts that lend setup to a potential season 2, if they get one. And I do fully understand those qualms, and I get why, because it's a little like, how are they gonna do that? But I also am just really excited to see where they go with it, if they get a season 2. It's not gonna be perfect, but it was a lot better than I was expecting. Between me and my brother got Halo. I got this. I think I kind of came out with the better experience overall, honestly. But we both did end up seeing unexpected naked man butt in our video game shows that we did not expect to see. So warning for that. It is definitely a show for mature audiences, the Fallout show. The world kind of operates like everybody has the bloody mess perk. So just to lend a little bit of context there, yeah, everything kind of operates like the bloody mess perk is held by all parties. So, yeah. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I do hope that they get a season 2, and even though I have some problems and some kind of big problems with certain things that they did, I'm still excited, and I still enjoyed it anyway.